What's up guys, it's Nav here. So after grinding out a ton of thieving XP and clue scrolls for the Luck of the Dwarves ring, I was pretty keen to get back into some bossing and decided to camp the Corporeal Beast. Now this boss arguably doesn't have the most useful loot, being nearly 10 years old and with all of the spirit shields taking a pretty big hit in terms of usefulness once the evolution of combat came out. But regardless, I personally haven't tried this boss in the EOC and I was pretty interested in giving it a go. Now, I wasn't interested in grinding out a Zamorakian spear and dungeoneering tokens for a chaotic spear or farming the Mizuyari from the Ark, so I did use my Sun Spear, which I didn't mind as I did actually manage a fair amount of invention experience, dismantling them, and only found it an issue if I managed to miss my ultimate ability. But still, I was managing 3 to 4 kills per trip, which was actually fine, as banking only took roughly 30 seconds using a games necklace to teleport pretty close to the boss room. Now, getting into the drops, the main ones of note outside of the sigils were the Onyx Bolts Enchanted, which dropped in lots of 175 and had a high alchemy value of 9,000 coins each, meaning each Onyx Bolt drop would give you a little over 1.57 million GP in high alchemy value alone, which was pretty good as this drop actually wasn't too uncommon. Along with that, since my recent experience farming a Luck of the Dwarves ring, I really wanted to commit to doing clue scrolls consistently, as I did get them, and Corp did manage to drop elite and hard clues as well. So in total, I did manage to receive and complete around 5 hard and 5 elite clue scrolls, where I did get some relatively rare items, although nothing of real use, with the only things I'm really after being god pages to finish at least one god book, and of course any die, because who doesn't want to die. And of course then there was Corp's unique drops, so starting off with the Holy Elixirs, I did manage to get 5 in total, which by themselves aren't too useful, but they are required to make a Blessed Spirit shield, so they are good nonetheless. Now in terms of Sigil drops, I did manage my first drop at around 225 kill count, where I did manage to get a Spectral Sigil drop. So this is the most common one out of the 4, and makes a Spectral Spirit shield, a magic shield with a life point boost of 210. So as you could imagine, it's the least useful of the 4, but regardless, I was still happy to get a sigil so early on. So next drop at around 550 kill count or so, I did manage another sigil, which happened to be the Divine Sigil. So this makes the Divine Spirit Shield, which is a melee shield which reduces incoming damage by 30% at the cost of prayer points. So I was extremely happy about this one, as visually it's always been my favorite one, and to get it in such a relatively low amount of kills was really lucky as well. So at this point I was at 2 sigils in around 550 kill count and was feeling pretty lucky, but this definitely didn't slow down from here. And by about 650 kill count I did manage another drop, which was the Arcane Sigil drop, which is used for the Arcane Spirit Shield, which has an identical effect to the Divine, but it is a magic shield. And around 2 hours later, at 700 kill count or so, I did manage another drop. Now this wasn't a sigil, but actually the Corporeal Bone, which is the boss pet drop. So this pet is probably one of my favourite in the game, and although I was never expecting to see it, it was my most sought after drop when coming to this boss, so I was loving the luck I was having. And not long after, at around 789 kill count, I did manage my final drop, and what would you know, it was the Elysian Sigil, making the Elysian Spirit Shield, which has the same effect as the Divine and Arcane, but is a ranged version. So as you can imagine, I was blown away by the amount of luck I had had, getting all 5 of these unique drops within such a short amount of kills, with no duplicates, but I guess that's RuneScape for you. Okay, so taking a look at the overall loot, so it didn't actually all fit in my bag because there was too much, so don't worry about my inventory, that's just things I withdrew that didn't come from Corp. So taking a look at the top row, it is all the unique items such as the Holy Elixir, the Corporeal Beast pet and the sigils, which I will make into shields once we're done looking at the overall loot. Regen bracelets, which do have a high alchemy value of around 120k, so I will high alch those. Runite bolts will probably disassemble. The Onyx bolts E, so given they're 9k each, I do have about 41 mil in high alch value. Then we have the adamant arrows and mystic staves, will most likely high alchemy those as well. Next we have the charms, so usually I don't tally charms, but Corporeal Beast drops a lot of them. He drops 13 at a time, and he drops charms about 97% of the time, and especially blue, so although I already had a fair few charms, this has definitely put me in a position where I can get 99 summoning very easily, so I will do that eventually. Next we have the raw sharks, so I did use about 5,000 food in total, so I definitely lost food overall, but regardless it's good to get a little bit back. Then we have ores and also adamant bars, so those will be very good for smithing. I am a bit of a doomsayer when it comes to the mining and smithing rework, so I want to get smithing as high as possible before that update does hit. And next we have logs, so magic logs will be great for fletching. Mahogany I will do construction eventually, along with the teak planks, and then everything else isn't too useful in all honesty. I'm 99 crafting, white berries is for herb lore, so I'll probably use those. Seeds, I never do anything but tree seeds, so the use are good. I don't even own a cannon on my Ironman, but I may when I go for 99 Slayer and actually use all these up. Otherwise I may disassemble them, as I think they have a 99% simple part rate, I'm not too sure. Same with the goat horn and anti-poison, I'll probably disassemble, and then just some sort of junky items. So that's everything for the loot. I was then able to go ahead and make all 4 of the blessed spirit shields, and also learn the Corp bossing pet, officially giving me all of the Corporeal Beast bossing loot and awarding me the Dark Core title. Although I do like the colour of the Shapeshifter title more, which is from Helluia, so I may just use it for a while and then change back. But that's pretty much it for this one. I do plan on camping Glaciers pretty soon, although that will involve a lot of questing, including Recipe for Disaster, while Gothic sleeps, and of course Ritual of the Marjarat, so we'll have to see. But that is it for me. If you have any other ideas on what may be worth camping, I'm always open to suggestions. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.